The massive alien ship appeared without warning on a quiet Tuesday morning. It simply materialized above New York City, casting a shadow that stretched for miles. The vessel wasn't just big, it was enormous, nearly the size of Manhattan itself. Its dark metal surface seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, creating an ominous presence in the clear blue sky. General James Miller stood at the Pentagon's command center, his weathered face illuminated by the glow of multiple screens showing the alien vessel from different angles. 30 years of military service hadn't prepared him for this moment. Nobody was prepared for this. "Sir, we're detecting an incoming transmission," announced Lieutenant Tom Reed, his fingers flying across the keyboard. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies, in every language on Earth." The message that followed would change human history forever. "People of Earth," the alien voice boomed through every radio, television, and communication device worldwide. "We are the Dominion, masters of 50,000 worlds. Your civilization has been observed and found worthy of absorption into our empire. Submit to our rule, and you will be granted the privilege of serving a superior culture. Resist, and face extinction. You have 24 Earth hours to deliver your response." The UN Security Council convened immediately in an emergency session. Representatives from every nation gathered virtually, their faces showing varying degrees of fear, anger, and determination. The Russian ambassador spoke first, his voice steady despite the circumstances. "This is not a negotiation, it's an ultimatum. They expect us to bow down without a fight." The Chinese representative nodded in agreement. "Our preliminary analysis suggests their technology is far beyond ours. But humanity has faced overwhelming odds before." In Washington, D.C., President Jennifer Wilson sat in the Situation Room, surrounded by her top military and scientific advisors. Dr. Michael Anderson, the head of NASA, was presenting their initial findings. "The ship's energy readings are off the charts," he explained, pointing to a series of complex graphs. "Their power generation capabilities suggest technology at least several centuries ahead of ours. But there's something interesting. Their ship's design indicates they rely heavily on energy shields rather than physical armor." General Miller leaned forward. "Could that be a weakness?" "Potentially," Dr. Anderson replied. "Shields require enormous amounts of energy. They can't maintain them indefinitely." As the hours ticked by, military bases worldwide went into high alert. Nuclear submarines silently moved into strategic positions. Fighter jets were fueled and armed, ready to launch at a moment's notice. In underground bunkers, scientists and military strategists worked frantically to analyze every bit of data they could gather about the alien vessel. The internet exploded with activity. Some people panicked, rushing to stores and emptying shelves. Others organized impromptu resistance meetings. Many gathered in churches, mosques, and temples, praying for guidance and protection. But something unexpected was happening. Instead of fragmenting under pressure, humanity was uniting. Social media platforms were flooded with messages of defiance. #NeverSubmit and #HumanityUnited became the top trending topics worldwide. People shared stories of human resistance throughout history, from ancient battles to modern struggles for freedom. 18 hours after the ultimatum, President Wilson addressed the world. "My fellow citizens of Earth," she began, her voice firm and resolute. "Throughout our history, humanity has faced countless challenges. We've survived ice ages, plagues, and disasters. We've overcome our own divisions to reach for the stars. Today, we face our greatest challenge yet. The Dominion believes we will submit to their demands out of fear. They expect us to surrender our freedom for the promise of survival under their rule." She paused, her expression hardening. "They are wrong." The response from around the globe was immediate and overwhelming. In every major city, people gathered in the streets, waving their national flags alongside hastily made banners showing Earth united as one. The message was clear: humanity would not kneel. With 6 hours remaining, the UN Security Council reached a unanimous decision. For the first time in human history, all nations agreed to unite their military forces under a single command structure. General Miller was appointed as the Supreme Commander of Earth's Defense Forces. In his first act as commander, Miller ordered the evacuation of major cities worldwide. If the aliens attacked, they wouldn't find easy targets. Underground facilities that had been maintained since the Cold War were rapidly converted into command centers. Civilian technical experts were recruited to help military personnel prepare for what was coming. Dr. Anderson's team made a crucial discovery in the final hours. The alien ship's energy signature showed subtle fluctuations every 4.3 hours, possibly indicating a cycle in their shield system. It wasn't much, but it was something they could potentially exploit. As the deadline approached, humanity's response was prepared. No grand speeches, no pleading for mercy. Instead, they transmitted a simple message in binary code, a universal language that any advanced civilization would understand. 01011110000001010101010. War. The message was followed by a coordinated electromagnetic pulse attack from hidden satellites, targeting the specific frequency that Dr. Anderson's team had identified. As the alien ship's shields flickered for a fraction of a second, Earth's combined air forces launched their first strike. The battle for Earth's freedom was about to begin. The world held its breath as Earth's combined air forces engaged the alien vessel. Thousands of fighter jets filled the sky, their missiles targeting the exact spot where Dr. Anderson's team had detected the shield fluctuation. The alien ship's surface rippled like disturbed water as the electromagnetic pulse hit. For 3 precious seconds, their shields wavered. Now! General Miller's command echoed through every military channel. Fighters swooped in from all directions, releasing their payloads. Most missiles exploded harmlessly against the recovering shields, but 7 made it through, striking the ship's hull directly. The Dominion's response was immediate and devastating. Bright beams of energy lanced down from the vessel, cutting through the attacking aircraft like paper. But Earth's forces had anticipated this. As the alien weapons focused on the fighters, submarines hidden in the Atlantic launched a barrage of modified nuclear missiles. "They're taking evasive action," Lieutenant Reed reported, his eyes fixed on the tactical display. The ships moving east, away from the city. The alien vessel's movement revealed something crucial: they weren't invincible. They could be hurt. They could be forced to retreat. But celebration was premature. The ship stopped abruptly over the ocean, and its surface began to change. Thousands of smaller vessels emerged, each about the size of a commercial airplane. The Dominion's voice boomed across the airwaves again. "Your resistance is noted. Now witness the price of defiance." The smaller ship spread out across the globe with frightening speed. However, humanity wasn't defenseless. In the hours before their response, every major military power had shared their most advanced weapons technology. Chinese quantum radar systems tracked the alien craft. Russian electronic warfare units disrupted their communications. American stealth technology helped human fighters survive. Deep underground, in a hidden facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Anderson made another discovery. The smaller ships, they're not as well protected as the mothership. Their shield frequency is constant, no fluctuations. If we can match that frequency. President Wilson didn't hesitate. Do it. Whatever resources you need. The next few hours became a deadly game of cat and mouse. While the alien fighters caused significant damage to major military installations, they found that humanity refused to break. Every city they approached met them with fierce resistance. Indian surface-to-air missile systems, modified with the new frequency data, proved surprisingly effective. Brazilian guerrilla tactics confused and separated alien attack groups. The human spirit showed its true strength. Civilian tech companies worked alongside military developers, creating countermeasures in hours instead of months. Ham radio operators formed global networks, sharing information about alien movements faster than formal military channels. Even teenagers with drones provided valuable intelligence about alien patrol patterns. But the cost was heavy. Several military bases were completely destroyed. The alien weapons could level buildings with single shots, and their ships moved faster than anything humans had ever built. Yet for every human fighter lost, the defenders managed to bring down 1 or 2 alien craft. General Miller coordinated the global defense from a mobile command center, constantly moving to avoid detection. They expected us to surrender, he told his staff. They weren't prepared for a real fight. Dr. Anderson's team worked frantically to analyze the debris from downed alien ships. Each piece of technology they recovered revealed new insights. The aliens relied heavily on automated systems, their ships had minimal crew. This suggested something important about their strategy. They're trying to overwhelm us with superior technology, Dr. Anderson explained during an emergency briefing. But they don't have the numbers for a prolonged fight. The mothership, it's not just a warship, it's a carrier. Those smaller ships? They're drones. Advanced ones, but still drones. This revelation changed everything. Humanity didn't need to defeat the alien superior technology, they just needed to survive long enough to exhaust their resources. President Wilson shared this insight with world leaders, and a new strategy emerged. Instead of trying to shoot down every alien ship, Earth's forces focused on disrupting their control signals. Japanese computer experts discovered they could jam the connections between the mothership and its drones. British electronic warfare specialists found ways to confuse the drone's targeting systems. 20 hours into the war, humanity had lost much but learned more. The Dominion's advantage was real, but not absolute. Their arrogance in expecting an easy victory had led them to commit a serious tactical error, they had revealed their capabilities too soon. As the sun set over a scarred but undefeated Earth, General Miller received reports from around the world. Despite heavy losses, human resistance was growing stronger, not weaker. The aliens' initial shock and awe campaign had failed to break humanity's will to fight. In orbit, hidden satellites recorded the mothership conducting emergency repairs. The 7 hits from the first strike had done more damage than expected. The Dominion had clearly not anticipated such effective resistance from what they considered an inferior species. Dr. Anderson's voice crackled over the secure channel to the command center. "General, we've cracked their basic command protocols. Give us another 12 hours, and we might be able to turn some of their own drones against them." For the first time since the invasion began, General Miller allowed himself a small smile. The real battle was just beginning, and humanity was ready. Dawn broke over a changed Earth. Smoke rose from battlefields across the globe, but humanity's resistance remained unbroken. In the underground command center, Dr. Anderson's team had worked through the night, making a breakthrough that could change the course of the war. "We've done it," Dr. Anderson announced, his tired eyes bright with excitement. "We can hijack their drone control signals. Not all of them, but enough to make a difference." General Miller studied the complex diagrams on the screens. "How many can we take control of?" "About 30% of their remaining fleet. But here's the real advantage, we can use these drones to transmit a virus directly into their main ship systems." The plan was daring, perhaps even desperate, but humanity had learned to be bold. President Wilson quickly approved the operation, codenamed Trojan Horse. While Dr. Anderson's team prepared the virus, Earth's remaining forces prepared for their biggest attack yet. Every surviving fighter jet, every missile battery, and every armed force would participate. They would need to create enough chaos to hide their true strategy. The Dominion hadn't been idle. Their mothership had repaired most of the damage from the initial strike, and their drones had adapted to human tactics. They now moved in tighter formations, their shields synchronized to protect each other. But this adaptation played right into humanity's hands. They're networked more closely now, Dr. Anderson explained during the final briefing. When we hijack some drones, the virus will spread faster through their entire system. Lieutenant Reed coordinated with resistance cells worldwide. All units are in position, sir. We're ready to begin on your command. General Miller took a deep breath. Send the signal. Operation Trojan Horse is go. The attack began with a massive barrage of electromagnetic pulses from every direction. The aliens had adapted to this tactic, but that wasn't the real threat. As their shields strengthened against the pulses, Dr. Anderson's team activated their hijacking program. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then, suddenly, hundreds of alien drones broke formation. Their weapons turned against their fellow ships, causing confusion in the alien ranks. The Dominion's commanders struggled to regain control, but the virus was already spreading through their network. The mothership's response was fierce. Energy beams swept across the sky, destroying both human aircraft and compromised drones. But they couldn't stop what was already inside their systems. The virus is working. Dr. Anderson shouted. Their main computer core is trying to fight it, but it's overloading their processors. Keep pushing. Ground forces launched a coordinated attack on the disabled drones, recovering vital alien technology. Each piece they captured provided new information, new weaknesses to exploit. Human engineers, working in hidden factories, had already begun adapting alien tech for their own use. The battle raged for hours. The mothership's movements became increasingly erratic as the virus corrupted more of their systems. Their once precise energy beams began firing randomly, sometimes hitting their own drones. But victory wouldn't come easily. The Dominion's commanders, realizing their automated systems were compromised, switched to manual control. Their attacks became less efficient but more unpredictable. They're adapting faster than expected, General Miller observed. We need to press our advantage now, before they find a way to purge the virus. President Wilson, coordinating with other world leaders, authorized the use of their final reserve weapons. Hidden nuclear platforms, converted to match alien shield frequencies, prepared to launch. The Dominion's voice broadcast again, but this time it was filled with rage and disbelief. You primitive creatures dare to corrupt our systems? Your entire species will pay for this insult. Their threat was cut short as the virus reached critical systems. The mothership's shields began to flicker wildly, creating windows of opportunity that Earth's forces immediately exploited. Dr. Anderson pointed to a new reading on his screen. Their power core is destabilizing. The virus is forcing their systems to overload. The alien ship began to glow with dangerous energy. Smaller explosions erupted across its surface as systems failed catastrophically. The remaining drone ships started falling from the sky, their control signals completely severed. They're going to try to use their ship as a weapon, General Miller realized. If that power core detonates in the atmosphere. We can't let that happen, President Wilson's voice was firm on the command channel. All forces, drive that ship out of the atmosphere. Everything we have left, now. Earth's remaining fighters and missiles focused their attacks on one side of the mothership, while hijacked drones pushed from the other direction. Slowly, the massive vessel began to move upward, fighting against their efforts even as it broke apart. The ship rose higher, trailing debris and energy discharges. At 70 miles up, its power core finally went critical. The explosion lit up the sky like a second sun, but the Earth's atmosphere remained protected. As the light faded, cheers erupted in command centers worldwide. But General Miller and Dr. Anderson remained focused on their screens. Any sign of additional ships? Miller asked. None, sir. Long-range sensors are clear. Wait. Dr. Anderson leaned closer to his display. We're picking up transmissions from the debris field. Some of their data cores survived. And sir, they're sending out a distress signal. Can we block it? Better than that, Dr. Anderson smiled. We can read it. And now we have access to their star charts, their technical data, everything they knew about their empire. General Miller understood the implications immediately. The Dominion wasn't just defeated, humanity now had the keys to their technology, their knowledge, and their weaknesses. President Wilson's voice came through again. Well done, everyone. But stay alert. This may have been only our first battle against the Dominion. We've shown them humanity won't submit, now we need to prepare for what comes next. As cleanup operations began worldwide, humanity had changed forever. They were no longer just inhabitants of Earth, they were warriors who had faced an advanced alien empire and won. And if the Dominion returned, they would find an even stronger resistance waiting for them. 1 month after humanity's victory over the Dominion mothership, Earth was transforming at an unprecedented pace. The scattered remains of alien technology had become the seeds of a technological revolution. In a hidden facility beneath the Australian outback, Dr. Anderson led the global research team studying the recovered alien data cores. Their archive is vast, he explained to the United Earth Defense Council, a new organization formed after the invasion. The Dominion has conquered thousands of worlds, but they've never encountered resistance like ours. General Miller, now Supreme Commander of Earth's combined military forces, studied the holographic star map projected above the conference table. How many other civilizations are under their control? 50,000 worlds, just as they claimed. But here's the interesting part, most of these worlds were peaceful, technologically inferior colonies. We're the first species to ever defeat one of their invasion fleets. President Wilson, attending via secure hologram, leaned forward. And we can expect them to return? Yes, Dr. Anderson replied. Based on their communications protocols, we estimate it will take 3 months for their distress signal to reach the nearest Dominion outpost. They'll send a larger force next time. But humanity wasn't waiting idly. Factories worldwide had been converted to produce new hybrid weapons, combining Earth's military expertise with salvaged alien technology. The first human-made energy shields were already being tested, and quantum communication networks were replacing traditional systems. Lieutenant Reed, promoted to colonel after the battle, oversaw the new global early warning system. We've adapted their sensor technology to create a detection grid around the solar system. Nothing larger than a meteor will surprise us again. The changes weren't just military. The recovered alien database contained medical knowledge that revolutionized human healthcare overnight. Diseases that once seemed incurable began yielding to new treatments. The average human lifespan could potentially double within a generation. In orbit, the first true space warships were taking shape. Unlike the clumsy rockets of the past, these vessels incorporated gravity manipulation technology reverse-engineered from the alien wreckage. The USS Defiance, Earth's first interstellar defender, was nearly complete. The Dominion made a crucial mistake, Dr. Anderson told his team as they studied the alien data. They assumed that because we weren't as advanced, we weren't as intelligent. Their technology was designed to be foolproof, operated by crews who followed strict protocols. They never expected anyone to hack their systems or improvise new ways to use their tech. This realization shaped humanity's approach to preparing for the next invasion. Instead of simply copying alien technology, Earth scientists and engineers focused on improving it, making it more flexible and adaptable. They weren't just catching up to the Dominion's level, they were trying to surpass it. The global unity forged in the heat of invasion grew stronger. National borders remained, but humanity had found a common purpose. Resources were shared, research was collaborative, and defense was everyone's priority. Underground cities began taking shape, designed to shelter populations during future attacks. But these weren't mere bunkers, they were fully functional communities with farms, factories, and research facilities. Humanity would never again be caught unprepared. In what had once been New York's Central Park, now a memorial site for those lost in the invasion, President Wilson addressed the world. The Dominion thought they could break us with a simple show of force. Instead, they awakened something they never expected, humanity's full potential. We've taken their technology and made it our own. We've learned their weaknesses and strengthened our resolve. But most importantly, we've united as one species, ready to defend not just our world, but any other civilization suffering under Dominion control. The speech resonated across the globe. Humanity had found a new purpose, not just survival, but liberation. The alien database revealed countless worlds living under Dominion oppression, their cultures and innovations stifled by forced submission. General Miller's teams worked tirelessly to prepare Earth's defenses. The moon was transformed into a fortress, bristling with weapon platforms and shield generators. Mars hosted new military academies, training pilots and soldiers to fight in space. Automated defense satellites, far more advanced than their alien counterparts, patrolled the solar system. But the most significant changes were happening in human minds and hearts. Children who once dreamed of being YouTube stars now wanted to be xenotechnologists or space fighters. Universities worldwide created new programs combining military strategy with advanced physics and xenobiology. In the secure bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Anderson made another breakthrough. "We've decoded their FTL communications network," he announced during an emergency council meeting. "We can listen to their transmissions across their entire empire." The intercepted messages confirmed their worst fears and their greatest hopes. The Dominion was mobilizing a massive fleet, but they were also facing internal problems. News of Earth's victory had spread, inspiring resistance movements on other conquered worlds. "We won't just defend Earth," President Wilson declared to the Council. "We'll take the fight to them. Every world they've enslaved is a potential ally. Every species they've suppressed could rise up, following our example." As the 3-month mark approached, humanity was ready. Their stolen knowledge, combined with human ingenuity, had transformed Earth from a vulnerable target into a fortified stronghold. The USS Defiance and its sister ships stood ready to defend not just Earth, but the principles of freedom throughout the galaxy. Colonel Reed's voice came over the command channel. "Long-range sensors are picking up FTL signatures. Multiple signals, approaching from the direction of the Dominion core worlds." General Miller smiled grimly. "Let them come. This time, we'll show them what humanity can really do." The next chapter in humanity's greatest war was about to begin, but this time, Earth wasn't fighting alone. They had the Dominion's own technology, the element of surprise, and most importantly, an unbreakable will to remain free. The Dominion's return fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel at the edge of the solar system. Their armada was massive, 50 capital ships, each larger than the first mothership, accompanied by thousands of drone fighters. They expected to find a weakened Earth, ripe for conquest. Instead, they found humanity waiting for them. "Multiple contacts," Colonel Reed announced from his station aboard the USS Defiance. "They're forming attack positions." General Miller stood on the bridge, watching the tactical display. Earth's defense fleet might have been smaller, but it was powered by something the Dominion couldn't understand: human determination and creativity. The alien commander's message boomed across space. "Your previous victory was merely luck. Surrender now, and we may spare your species from extinction." President Wilson's response was broadcast from the Lunar Command Center. "We have a counter-offer. Leave our space now, or face the consequences of your actions." The Dominion ships launched their first wave of attacks, energy beams and plasma torpedoes streaking toward Earth. But they met something unexpected. The planetary shield grid, reverse-engineered from their own technology and enhanced by human innovation, absorbed their assault without strain. "Execute Operation Liberation," General Miller commanded. The battle plan was unlike anything the Dominion had ever faced. While their attention was focused on Earth's defenses, hundreds of smaller ships emerged from hiding spots throughout the asteroid belt. These vessels, piloted by Earth's best fighters, carried a weapon the aliens never expected: freedom. Dr. Anderson's team had discovered something crucial in the alien database. The Dominion's entire empire was built on forced submission, their ships crewed by beings from conquered worlds. These crews were controlled through advanced neural implants, technology that humanity had learned to override. The first wave of human ships didn't attack the Dominion fleet. Instead, they broadcast a carefully designed signal. On board the enemy vessels, thousands of enslaved crew members suddenly found their neural controls deactivated. Years of suppressed rebellion exploded into action. "It's working," Dr. Anderson reported from his station on the lunar base. "We're detecting massive power fluctuations across their fleet. Their crews are fighting back." The Dominion commanders faced chaos as their own ships turned against them. Weapon systems went offline. Shield generators failed. Communication channels filled with the voices of newly freed beings, calling for revolution. But the Dominion's leadership wasn't going to give up easily. Their flagship, a massive vessel at the center of their fleet, launched a desperate counterattack. They had one advantage left: numbers. "All ships, engage at will," General Miller ordered. "Show them what free people can do." The space battle that followed would be remembered for generations. Human ships, though outnumbered, fought with unprecedented skill and coordination. The USS Defiance led the charge, its hybrid weapon systems proving devastatingly effective against Dominion shields. Colonel Reed's voice cut through the chaos. "Sir, we're receiving transmissions from across the Dominion Empire. Other worlds are rising up. The revolution is spreading." The alien leaders had made a fatal mistake. By concentrating their forces for this attack on Earth, they'd left their conquered worlds vulnerable. As news of the battle spread through their FTL communication network, system after system declared independence. The Dominion flagship, realizing their empire was crumbling, attempted one final, desperate move. They aimed their main weapon at Earth, hoping to at least destroy the planet that had sparked this rebellion. But humanity had prepared for this too. The lunar defense platform, hidden beneath the moon's surface, revealed itself. A massive cannon, combining human nuclear technology with alien energy systems, fired a single shot. The beam pierced straight through the flagship's shields, splitting the massive ship in two. As the Dominion command ship broke apart, the rest of their fleet faced a choice: continue fighting for a dying empire, or embrace freedom. Ship after ship lowered their shields, their newly liberated crews choosing to end the conflict. President Wilson's voice echoed across all frequencies. "To all beings who have suffered under Dominion rule, you are free. Earth extends its hand in friendship and alliance. Together, we can build something better than an empire. We can create a federation of free worlds." The response was overwhelming. The liberated ships, crewed by beings from dozens of different species, began broadcasting messages of gratitude and support. What had started as Earth's defense had become a galactic revolution. Dr. Anderson's team began receiving data feeds from across former Dominion space. "Their entire control network is collapsing," he reported. "The neural implant systems are shutting down everywhere. Billions of beings are freeing themselves." In the aftermath of the battle, Earth emerged not just as a victor, but as a symbol of hope. The planet that had dared to say no to submission had sparked a transformation that would reshape the galaxy. General Miller stood in the USS Defiance's observation deck, watching as former Dominion ships now flew alongside human vessels in a peaceful formation. "Humanity never wanted an empire," he said to his crew. "We just wanted to be free. And in fighting for our own freedom, we've helped others find theirs." 1 year after the Dominion's defeat, Earth had become the center of a new galactic alliance. The United Federation of Free Worlds, headquartered in the rebuilt New York City, welcomed representatives from hundreds of liberated planets. Different species shared their knowledge and culture freely, leading to unprecedented advances in science, medicine, and space exploration. The Dominion's fall taught the galaxy a powerful lesson: true strength doesn't come from forcing others to submit, but from standing together in freedom. Humanity's defiant response to alien demands had not just saved Earth, it had transformed the galaxy into something greater than anyone could have imagined. As ships from 100 worlds gathered for the first Federation Day celebration, their crews remembered the simple message that had started it all: when faced with demands to submit, humanity had chosen to fight instead. And in doing so, they had changed the course of galactic history forever.